Good evening, friends, family, graduates, and honored guests. Welcome to the 2026 Taos Education and Career Center at UNM-Taos High School Equivalency graduation. Reverend Ryan Stower of San Francisco Diocese will now offer the invocation.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Listen to the words of the book of Sirach. If you wish, you can be taught. If you apply yourself, you will be shrewd. If you are willing to listen, you will learn. If you give heed, you will be wise. Frequent the company of the elders. Whoever is wise, stay close to him. Be eager to hear every godly discourse. Let no wise saying escape you. If you see a man of prudence, seek him out. Let your feet wear away his doorstep. Reflect on the precepts of the Lord. Let his commandments be your constant meditation. Then he will enlighten your mind, and the wisdom you desire he will grant. Almighty Father, as we come together today to celebrate this significant milestone and give thanks for your many blessings, we lift each graduate up to you, grateful for their perseverance and the guidance of their families, friends, teachers, and mentors. We ask for your guiding hand as they embark on the next steps of their journey. Fill them with the courage to face new challenges, wisdom to make sound decisions, and peace to trust in your perfect plan. Bless them as they pursue their dreams and lead them toward fulfilling their purpose. Reveal to them the unique gifts you have placed within each one of them, and help them to use these gifts for your glory. May they find fulfillment and joy in the calling you have for them. Guide them to be a light in this world, spreading kindness, compassion, and love wherever they go. Equip them with resilience to face obstacles and unwavering faith to overcome adversity. Let them find confidence in your promises and assurance in your unfailing love. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mary Gutierrez, Chancellor of the University of New Mexico-Taos.
Good evening and welcome. The University of New Mexico-Taos sits on the traditional homelands of the Red Willow people of Taos Pueblo. The original people of current-day New Mexico, Pueblo, Navajo, and Apache, since time immemorial, have deep connections to the land and have made significant contributions to the broader community statewide. We honor the land itself and those who remain stewards of the land throughout the generations, and also acknowledge our committed relationship to Indigenous people. We gratefully recognize our history and work to maintain healthy, fruitful relationships with our neighbors for generations to come. Tonight we celebrate determination, accomplishment, and new beginnings. To our graduates, congratulations. Earning your high school equivalency represents hard work, resilience, and persistence. Many of you balanced work, family responsibilities, and life's challenges while pursuing this goal. You kept going, and tonight we celebrate your achievement. We also celebrate the families, friends, and loved ones who supported your graduates along the way. Your encouragement, patience, and belief mattered more than you may ever know. And I also want to recognize the faculty and staff of TECC. Your work changes lives. You create opportunity, confidence, and pathways forward for our students and our community. Graduates, tonight is both an ending and a beginning. This accomplishment opens doors to college, to workforce training, to new careers, and new possibilities. I hope you leave here proud of what you have achieved and confident in what comes next. On the behalf of the University of New Mexico-Taos, congratulations, class of 2026. We are proud of you.
I am thrilled to get to introduce our student speaker for this year's graduation, Francisco Jimenez Duarte. Francisco is a deeply thoughtful, creative, and passionate young man who I was fortunate enough to have had as a student this year. As his former teacher, I can assure you that Francisco will go far in life. He applies himself fully to everything he does and approaches all aspects of his life with intentionality and care, from writing poetry collections to researching the transformative power of art to working and caring for his loved ones. Francisco is also a fierce advocate for social justice who never fails to think critically and creatively about the world around him. His insights always spurred rich and lively discussions in our classroom, helping to create a more engaging learning environment for all. Francisco's ability to dream of and work toward creating a better world for all people, even in the face of adversity, exemplifies what it means to be a TECC student. Please join me in welcoming Francisco.
All right, just 1 second, everybody. Hello and welcome to the 2026 TECC graduation. My name is Francisco Jimenez Duarte and I am honored to be speaking in front of you all today. I'd like to thank all the families and friends who have shown up today to show their love and support to everyone graduating today. To share this special moment, I would also like to offer a thank you to the staff of TECC who make all of this possible. To all my student peers, I'd like to say, we did it. We got our high school education. I will always be grateful for the experiences and memories, the moments we have shared together that will help shape our lives. Ever since I was young, I have loved to dream of all the wonderful things life had to offer. I began school at 3 years old at the San Cristobal Head Start. I remember being excited to finally embark on this new journey. It was from then on out that I would begin to experience social exclusion, harassment, and bullying. It's true what they say, children are like sponges. As we grow up, our surroundings, our families, our education, our friends, they all shape up who we become. But when you fall short of one of those qualities or experiences, it will forever impact your life. As I grew up, I loved learning and grasping new concepts and excelled in school testing, but I couldn't handle having to do homework. It was stressful to me to have to do something to learn something I already knew. To me, it provided nothing but another expectation. When I was labeled as gifted, these expectations only became higher. People began dreaming harder about my future than I ever had. They no longer just saw the average child that needed guidance. They saw a student who needed to be challenged, when in reality, I just needed someone to teach me the value in learning how to study. As I grew up, this only made school harder and harder. Alongside the bullying, the stress of school, COVID, and family dilemmas, I developed anxiety and depression in my early teenage years. Overwhelmed by hormones in life, I lost the will to live, and thus the will to pursue my education. But I never stopped learning, see. My life was guiding me to learn other important necessities. And when I had finally healed and shown enough growth, life showed me I could dream again. I decided I was tired of a school system that simply wasn't designed for me. I acknowledged my faults and realized you can only be helped as much as you are willing to help yourself. TECC is willing and able to give you that help, adapt to you and your circumstances, and offer you an opportunity to pursue your education, to give you the opportunity in dreaming again. I feel such a sweet sense of fulfillment as I see myself taking the same steps my mother took as she graduated. And now here we are, and you get to see me walk the stage just like you did. Thank you for everything you have done for me. Thank you for letting me flourish and grow through the chaos of a broken world. But it wouldn't have been possible without the friends and family who held me together while I fell apart. It's hard conveying such emotions by just talking to all of you, and thus I'd like to leave you all off with a poem I have written. I remember being younger than I am now, desiring for time to simply pass by in the blink of an eye. I remember feeling sick to my stomach, hoping I'd lay down, shut my eyes, and never wake up again. I remember the hurt and pain I have lived through, and I had envisioned something great for myself. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I remember living my youth precociously, desiring to feel miserable, because I'd rather feel misery over feeling nothing at all. I was never quite liked, always the odd one out. Somewhere in between the misery became real. Like a mirror had finally been raised to my face, and I saw the misery I desired was screaming from within. So I took that misery and engraved it into my bones. I wove it into my soul, and I created art from it. But now I can't seem to find the purpose in creation if there isn't misery. I lived life day by day in vanity, melancholic woe, and everlasting desire. I went from desiring misery to living through it, and in the blink of an eye, everything was wonderful. Throughout my pain, I felt a purpose. I felt as though my pain was a reason to live. But I feel something so new now, and I don't seem to fathom the idea of living without my misery. The days pass by, and here I am again, at the edge of the world, but I am not alone in this abyss. I come to question what it was all for, only for the answer to be right under my nose. It was for no reason at all. In the pursuit of solemn emptiness, I found happiness. I spent every minute chasing a high I'd never replicate. I see the countless paths that could have been mine. I see the beauty in desperate, maddening love. I see the dreadful pain in living and the somber beauty in death, but none the path for me. I will live my life in the in-between of something and nothing at all. I know one day I will awake and life will have passed me by, youth everlasting, all but gone too soon. I will remember poetry of love and the melancholious feeling inside of me. I will reminisce in my days of woe, when the world was my oyster and from my desperation there was art. But I've grown to not only see art in shallow pain. I spent years trying to live up to no one's expectations but my own, only to realize I never expected anything at all. And now, I am free. My liberation being the countless paths, opportunities, and experiences that have yet to come. I will be art, and that will be my prerogative, to simply be, regardless of synthetic aesthetics created in desperation. So simply be while we may, throughout the transient phases of life. After all, dying truly isn't worth it without living a little. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Francisco. Whew, I gotta wipe my eyes a little. I would like to invite Kylie Shipp, Tech Program Manager and Math Instructor for the Taos Education and Career Center at UNM-Taos, to introduce our commencement speaker.
Hello, good evening. I am honored to introduce our commencement speaker, Erin Clark. Erin's whole career has been spent working with adult learners. Before joining us at the Taos Education and Career Center, she spent 17 years working with English language learners in Utah. For the past 6 years, Erin has shared her expertise with us and played an essential role at TECC, managing critical aspects of our programming, teaching and coaching our incredible learners as they navigate their educational and career journeys, and mentoring instructors along the way. Her days have often begun in the morning with high school equivalency language arts and stretched past dark with nighttime English classes. Luckily, those evening classes often have potluck-style dinners organized by our awesome students. Erin brings style, warmth, and laughter to our campus. She keeps students at the center of every decision she makes and every interaction she has. Often while teaching math, a student in my class, a student will need guidance or support with something other than the math. And while I can offer my help and can help them, they'll say, I just really need to talk to Erin. That trust speaks volumes. She is a mentor, an advocate, and a steady source of encouragement for so many. We've asked Erin to share her thoughts with you tonight, not just because we value what she has to say, but we are also trying to capture her parting words before she leaves us for her next adventure. We have been incredibly fortunate to benefit from Erin's expertise, her curiosity, her humility. Erin will be leaving a lasting impression for sure. And perhaps no one has said it better than my 4-year-old, who absolutely adores her. You're the best ever. Please join me in welcoming Erin Clark.
Woo! I knew this was going to be hard, but maybe even a little harder than the GED essay and math test combined. A little high school equivalency humor. I do appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight with all of you, to recognize, and all of you in the back too, not just the students, to recognize our students and their hard work. Commencement speakers are meant to inspire. Oh boy. Hold on. When thinking about this speech, I didn't have to look very far to be inspired. I've learned over the past 6 years the extent of what adult education and adult education students can do, and a greater sense of what the community can do to support adult education. I came to the program, as Kylie said, in 2020, which was such a weird time to start a new job. But it was okay because it was a well-established program and very effective thanks to the hard work of those who were in the position before me, especially Judy Hofer. We call her the mother of tech, who's here tonight. Where is she, Judy? Hi, Judy. As adult educators, please know that graduation is the most exciting and important part of the year for us. It's a culmination of your and our hard work, if you didn't get that impression from our texts and phone calls begging you to come, so we could celebrate you. We get chills even just in rehearsal, watching you practice. Just this year, you, our graduates, pursued your education and career goals with remarkable dedication, often traveling many miles to reach the UNM-Taos campus. From Tres Piedras, Carson, Angel Fire, Cuesta, Costilla, and Red River. And together, you've devoted more than 17,000 hours of learning in person and online. Tech students this year are any age between 16 and 70. Your parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, coworkers, neighbors, caregivers, I could go on and on. Some of you come in fierce, and I mean fierce, determined to get your diploma so you can move on to your next job or promotion or training program, whatever it may be. And some of you come in a little bit nervous and skeptical about our program and education in general, not sure if this is the place for you. Maybe you show up because someone in your life is not sure if this place maybe someone in your life is encouraging you or insisting that you finish. Whatever way you arrive, we're so lucky to witness a spark, an evolution, and transformations that take place. Even if you started and stopped at some point, even if you took a test and didn't pass the first time, or even the second time and had to try a third time, it's all part of the process, and you took that on. You all sitting here today jumped back in and finished, and that is no easy feat. In onboarding, you tell us what supports and barriers you have in your lives that might help or hinder you in completing your high school equivalency, and often the supports that you mention are family and friends that are probably here tonight. And we thank you very much for that. Can you give everyone? You also share with us what school has been like for you and why you had to pause your education. You bring experience and wisdom with you, and you tell us what your goals are, why this is a good time for you to come back to school. You often tell us about the challenges you faced in school, but that you also enjoy learning. We hear that maybe you helped build your own house, you fixed your own truck, you read the weather for more favorable hunting conditions, you wrote a podcast, you enjoy writing poetry, and you create music. We watch you connect with the other students and develop quick friendships. And maybe one of our favorite parts is you're often fueled by burritos or Frito pies from Evelyn's Treats, the cafe on campus, maybe a cup of ramen from the Thrive Center, or perhaps an energy drink or two. And you show up, you learn to put in the time needed, and sometimes you might even have to shift your focus for a bit. But I often think it's very telling, the reasons that you sometimes give us about missing class. Just an example of some of those this year. Maybe you had to help a family member move. Someone important to you passed away. Your child is sick, your work schedule changed, your car isn't working, you have some community or cultural obligations, or you're having a personal health scare. Returning to school as an adult is complicated. It's thrilling when you commit to the process and complete your high school equivalency. And then you move on. More than 50% of TECC graduates this year are already enrolled in college, certification programs, or degree seeking. We also love it when you come back to say hello, just a hint. TECC graduates from the last few years are also currently enrolled in the Film and Digital Media Arts program, working towards certificates in CDL, EMT, CNA, phlebotomy, and finishing certifications in massage therapy. They've gotten their associate's degrees in general education, and they're moving on to bachelor's degree. They're currently nurses, community health workers training other caregivers to provide respite care to primary caregivers. Earning an HSE, or a high school equivalency, takes personal drive and motivation to complete. You don't have to do it, and you don't have to be there. But even though TECC staff offers support as much as we can, it's ultimately your desire to finish that carries you through the process. This year has also been hard. We lost a student, Michael Lobato, a funny, big presence in our program. Sorry. But the mother of his two children, Marisol Rodriguez, completed her high school equivalency after his passing and got a tassel for Michael too. We miss you, Michael. Sorry. And education does not shield any of us from hard things, but it does provide hope. In a recent commencement address, Sharon McMahon, an online personality who is known as America's government teacher, said, "A hard time is not the same as a hopeless time. Durable hope, not just optimism, does not ask you to pretend the wounds of the world, or more personal wounds, are not real. It looks directly at what is broken and refuses to let brokenness have the final word." So I just want you to remember that phrase, durable hope. Adult education students exemplify this idea perfectly in my mind, and we don't have to look far for inspiration from you. TECC graduates, yes, you are inspiring, and also the students, a few of whom I still see here, who need a little more time to complete, to graduate. We're also inspired by the ones who have needed to take a break, and sometimes more than once, but come back. We're inspired by our English language learners who are learning a new language, and asked for a class to help them prepare for the GED too. We're inspired by the ones who've gone on to do more. You all are inspiring. For family and friends, know that the New Mexico Higher Education Department, UNM-Taos, and the Taos community support adult education. Classes are free, GED tests are free when you show test readiness, and we hope to continue providing free meals. The Blue Bless now comes to campus. We have a food pantry called Thrive, and IET training programs, which means integrated education and training, that provide adult education, workforce training, like CDL, CNA, and phlebotomy, along with workforce preparation, like resume development and interviewing skills, all in one class. There are still difficult problems that need to be addressed. Transportation is hard, and so is finding childcare. 32,000 disconnected youth, ages 16 to 25, who are not working or in school in New Mexico, and that's above the national average. So reconnecting to work and school is brave and hard and worth it, and TECC students have done it and are continuing to do it. I was inspired this year by Dolores Huerta, a New Mexican-born labor leader and feminist activist. She taught us that at the age of 96, there is no age limit or time limit to being brave and speaking the truth, to advocating for others and for ourselves. We really don't have to look very far for inspiration. Continuing your education is courageous. You stay connected, and we've seen you help other people stay connected, others who need that connection and inspiration to keep going. Our one ask at TECC is that you continue to help others do the same, stay connected. Maybe it's not clear to you yet, but connection and durable hope mean growth, community, and a full life, and hopefully make the difficult things a little less difficult. Thank you for inspiring us. Class of 2026, and congratulations, you did it.
Thank you, Erin. We will now be recognizing the candidates for their New Mexico High School Equivalency credential. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dean Randy Archuleta and Kylie Ship, Program Manager and Math Instructor for the Taos Education and Career Center, to recognize the candidates for high school equivalency degrees.
Would the candidates for high school equivalency please stand? Dr. Archuleta, I present the candidates for their New Mexico High School Equivalency credential as set forth by the New Mexico Higher Education Department Adult Education Division.
Please recognize the graduates of Taos Education and Career Center at UNM-Taos. Please line up and receive your diplomas.
Alden Riggs. Remy Hollis.
Native people, we at the home of the Red Willow people, Taos Pueblo in the valley here, it's a very spiritual place that you guys are in, you know. And blessings to all of you that stayed on and finish your schooling, you know. Keep going forward. That's the way you're going to make it in this world. Continue education, and thank you for the other teachers and the educators that are here today. Blessings to all of you, and keep doing what you're doing for your students and everybody that you've been here. So again, blessings to all of you, and you know, keep going forward. You know, now time is hard nowadays, but remember, if you're having a hard time being a human being as a young adult, you know, always think of your Creator, the mother and the father. Anywhere you go, if you have a hard time with your parents or anybody in your family that have a hard time, listen to one of your brothers or sisters or grandmas or aunties, you know, just go outside, look at the mountain. That's what the mother says, the Creator. Ask Him to give you the strength to be human, to make the right decisions in your life, move forward, to do stuff for yourselves. Because without you doing it yourself, you know, teaching is always going to be there, because we're all teaching, learning from what we are, what we represent. I represent the Taos Pueblo this year for being a war chief. That includes a 250 land base that I have to take care of, plus the checkerboard area in the Taos. And we lived in the town for 99 years, so we have to keep an eye on that too. So, you know, it's very difficult nowadays to do that because of all the stuff going on in DC. You know, and I know a lot of you guys get affected by your funding and, you know, stuff like that. We have to look at to move forward all together as a group, as one nation. That way things to get done. Once we start separating ourselves, that's when everything falls apart. You know, but leadership, in no matter what form, you know, it's the strength of the people that are here to educate you guys, to make sure you learn what you need. It's hard sometimes to direct a human being. Is one of the hardest things to do in teaching, any kind of teaching. Anywhere you go, you know, that's the one thing you have to learn is learn yourself to be faithful to yourself and take care of your bodies, your mind, your soul. You know, the air you take, the water you drink, the ground you step on. You always will give you strength no matter where you go. And always remember where you come from. You know, all Taoseños, and I know a lot of people here in Taos. I grew up with a lot of them here, so I know a lot of them are already passed on by all young people that we lost. It's kind of sad that we have that problem. But again, like I said, got to that predicament, always go out to get a piece of bread, a piece of chip, or water, or a pick of flour, and ask the Creator to help you, to give you strength to move forward. And with that, I'd like to thank all of you that are here. Thank you. And I'd like to sing an honor song for the student, if you guys will let me. Okay. Taos Pueblo is known for doing our traditional songs that we have for all kind of events, because the drum was given to us to our Creator to sing to the people for the hardship of to move forward in your life and to be strong, and also hear the music of your ancestors and everybody that comes and see you guys and take care of you guys. So with that, I'd like to sing an honor song for all of you. Blessings to all of you that are here. Thank you. Hey, you. And I'd like to thank my nephews for coming to you guys. And blessings to all of you. So, traveling son for all of you that are going to go straight to college and all that, to give you the great path and the straight which road you're going to take. You know, make sure you take the right one. Enjoy your life and just move forward. Thank you.
This concludes the UNM-Taos High School Equivalency graduation. Congratulations to the class of 2026.